Good evening, my brothers and sisters in Christ. Yesterday, the Lord had given me a couple of visions and two dreams. And at first, I wasn't going to share it because I wasn't led to. But today, about a half an hour ago, he was like, go ahead and make the video. Also, another sister had shared a video from Reverend Mary with me, which she was actually referring to some of the same things that he had given me in the vision. So I just want to share it with you. So this is sometime early Tuesday morning. I believe that would have been November 16th. Hold on. Actually, excuse me. It would have been November 15th, 2016. So first he showed me a bunch of crosses, like the cross that he was crucified on, and they were flashing in white. And I saw a bunch of those during a personal moment. And then after that, I dozed off and went to sleep. It had to be about 2 o'clock in the morning when I first fell asleep. When I started drifting off to sleep, he showed me the Masonic symbol. Now, this symbol wasn't your regular symbol. It was the same symbol, but he showed it to me as a whole, and then he showed it to me broken apart. In other words, the top was in the air, the bottom, and it was separate. Then he showed me them closing down and clinking into position, and they were all gold. It was all gold, the symbol. And it had like that old, you know how you see like old paintings that people try and do of Jesus, and it has like the halo of the sun behind it. It had the same halo behind the top part of it. Now in the middle where the G normally is, it wasn't a G. It was a black circle, almost like a hole, if you will, and it was completely black. But when the two pieces clinked down, it was like a hard clink, and you heard like the metal clinking down with force, and then it was shining. The next thing that he showed me was like an old cathedral type church, and all I could see was the peaks where, you know, like how they're extremely scalloped and decorated, like very very detailed. And then I saw a steeple on top of it, a metal steeple. So I only got to see the top part of it and the steeple. Okay. After that, and I'm telling you these in order because I believe the order of it is very significant. Please take this to God and ask Him to give you discernment of it. I will tell you in the end what my interpretation of it was, what God gave me, but I might make a separate video for that. Alright, so the next thing he showed me was space. Now, last week he showed me space as well. He showed me a door open, completely open. When I looked out the door, it was nothing but space, and the color of space was like this weird colored blue. And it's funny because my husband sent me a video of Pauline Chang, and she had the same exact blue, and that's the same exact blue that was in space. And he showed me that, and like I could see the stars, and they were very well lit up and nice and bright. And then he showed me a yellow bird flying past the door, but like this. I always seem to see it like sideways, and it goes past like that, and it went past in slow motion. But anyway, after the steeple, he shows me space again. This time, space is two different colors. It's like a royal blue, and also that same blue. And then I see all the stars. But then I see all of these white like lights, and then attached to the lights are wings. So he showed me those, and they were flying around in space. And guys, when I tell you there were a lot of them, there were a lot. And they were all flying around. And I got the feeling that they were headed towards Earth. Right after that, in the same portion, right after I saw the white winged things flying towards the Earth, I saw a brown bird, a huge brown bird, and I only got to see the back of it, and like the top part of it, and the back and the tail. So I went to look up what kind of bird it was, and it was actually an eagle. All right, and directly behind the eagle, he showed me a planet or an asteroid, but it was very, very black, and it was a rock formation, and it was flying right behind the bird, and it was extremely close, and the bird was moving fast. All right. Right after that, he showed me this. It reminds you of like tents, like you would see like nurse tents and stuff like that in the battlefield. But it was weird because the tent, it was a small little tent, you know, like maybe like a triage tent or something like that. The top of the tent was red. Then it had a like the very, very top was red. And then the next layer of it was orange. And then the front part, the drape part, was blue. Then all of a sudden it changes from a tent to a cuckoo clock. Now, in the top of the cuckoo clock, instead of it being a bird, it was a bulldog. He wasn't showing his teeth or anything. It was just like the bulldog with the face. And along with the tent sides now had like these little, like, you know, like a gesture hat. And it has like these little things that go out. And it has like the little balls that ring. So when you go like that, it makes noise. Those was on the side of the tent on the top. And the bulldog had the same exact, it had a hat on with the same exact colors and the same exact balls. So the bulldog actually had the gesture hat on. And like I said, the bulldog kind of leaned forward and then came back, you know, which let me know that it was like a cuckoo clock, okay? And that's referring to time and everything. And again, the front of the clock on the lower part underneath of the bulldog's perch was still blue. So that was a couple of things that he showed me. Next, I had a dream right after that, okay? So I'm just going to read it to you. I had a dream of preparing a wedding reception for my sister, but my sister's already married, okay? I left her to go ahead and make sure everyone that was at the reception hall was ready for her to come, okay? So I put my sister in the limo with her bridesmaid and everything, got her dressed, and I just went in ahead of her to make sure everyone was ready. And it was very, very important. It was stressed that it was very, very important that no one could drink or eat. Okay? Now, as she arrived in the limo and she got out, she was happy. She did like a little victory dance, like, yes, you know, this is it. I did it. I'm married, you know. And then she walked into the church. Now, the outside of the building was a church, but when you walked in, it opened up into like this grand hall. When I tell you this place was beautiful, it was spectacular, guys. All right. Once inside, everyone was congratulating her. I wasn't with her, but I could hear the individual conversations. And they were congratulating her on her marriage. But then they started to look for me and ask, where's Candace at? For me, I actually had to run back to the house, and I'm like, I gotta go back. I left my Bible. So I went back to the house to get the Bible, all right? When I got back, everyone started saying what a wonderful job I did, setting everything up, how beautiful the wedding was. And then I saw my sister from across the room lifting a glass of champagne. And I'm yelling, no! And I run to take it from her. And she was like, what? What's wrong? And I told her, we had to wait, that everyone wasn't here. And she's like, but it's my reception. And I said, I know it's your reception, but your husband isn't here yet. Okay, so she was like, all right. And then she waited. All right, and then I remembered that when I was on my way back from getting the Bible, I saw her husband and the groomsmen all out front, and they were taking pictures with the photographer and everything. And he stopped, and it was actually her husband in real life, and he stopped and he came over to me. He says, Candace, this was really beautiful. Well done. She looks so happy. This is the happiest I have ever seen her. I told him thank you, but I just did what she wanted and what I felt the Spirit wanted me to do. And the Spirit told me that she was to be treated as royalty. Okay? So now I go back inside. Everyone is talking. The music is begins to play. The main door's open, and 4 of the groomsmen walk in, and then her husband. Everyone starts clapping and applauding, including me. And then I wake up. I believe that was another rapture dream, letting us know that, you know, we're out of here. You know, where he's coming for us. And we are to keep doing his work until he gets here. Keep preparing. Okay, main thing I was preparing everybody, getting the Bible, you know, making sure everything was in place. As servants of God and soldiers in the Lord's army, we are to prepare. All right, so let's keep praying, keep walking in God's will, keep listening to the Spirit, and let's keep preparing for Jesus' return. He is coming back for his bride. And thank you guys for watching. I hope that you, again, take it to the Lord. Ask him for discernment of it so that he could break down each part. I'm going to try and do another video to explain it. I actually had to go to one of my sisters who interprets dreams and get her to give me part of it. But God bless you all. Thank you.